Hi everybody, welcome to Lauren's Crazy Pet Show. We are on location today at a marvelous cafe. It is Cafe Bark NYC, and we have the most fabulous show, and I have three, not one, not two, but three co-hosts. I have Paul, who is one of the owners of Bark Cafe. I have Nicole, who is the mother of, yes, this is a cat in a dog cafe. This is the one and only Mr. Dobbs in an outfit that she made. Yeah, she learned to sew just to make him clothes. But we have such a great show today. We are going to learn about a fabulous breed of dog, very unusual. They have German Shepherd in them, Mountain Pyrenees, and Alaskan Malamute. We are going to meet an artist who does incredible work in stained glass, and we are going to take you to a very, very unusual rescue, okay? You will not believe that. But first, let us bring you back right here to Cafe Bark. And Paul, this is such a fabulous spot because not only do you let dogs, you let cats in here as well, though Mr. Dobbs is probably the first cat you had.
We welcome all different type of pets, small, large. We have a lot of different fun events here we hold sometimes too. We just had SantaCon here not too long ago. Sometimes, occasionally, we allow humans to come.
And what I love is I notice there are humans here who don't even have pets. They just come and sort of relax because you have a cafe, you have coffee, you have treats, and you also offer some beautiful accessories and clothing that is really particular to you. You have them designed.
Yeah, we have most of our jewelry and clothes designed. We're trying to pull up more of a line right now, but we have local people, local vendors as well.
There's something always, and something for everyone, and that is what brings us to you, Nicole, who we met here at one of the lovely events, and I said, what? What is that? He's a cat.
Yep, we stumbled on in right when you guys were filming, I think, one of your local artists here.
I think we were filming
Bark,
Emmanuel, whose art is here, and he's fabulous, by the way.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We are on our way back from the park, and Cafe Bark is our typical go-to stop right after he's had his walk.
What is the breed?
He's a Ukrainian Levkoy. What that is a Russian Donskoy mixed with a Scottish fold, creating the Ukrainian Levkoy. It's a breed recognized only in Europe at the moment. Some of the things with this breed you can notice is he has folded ears. That's what he gets from the Scottish fold. He has a special arch to his back, and he has a fine little like peach fuzz throughout his
He's
body.
like soft as a baby's butt. I mean, he really is. He's so soft and so smart.
Yes.
So we have seen him actually ring the bell. You've taught him to do that so he can get treats.
With cats, if you don't engage them, give them things to do, they will gravity test things off your tables. They will find ways to entertain themselves. So it's best to engage them and find a way to bond with them. So that's where walking him in the park, harness training him, teaching him how to use the toilet, and even bell training comes in, just so that we are always having something fun to do.
He's potty trained.
This was a joint effort between myself and my husband. It can be a little bit awkward, especially yesterday when I was in a rush to go to work. I walked into the bathroom, turned on the light. He turned around, gave me the dirtiest look, and then I realized, okay, I'm gonna be late to work today.
He likes to watch TV with you. We saw that, right? And I see that you have a real routine there. You clean his ears, you brush his teeth. Is this something you do every day?
One of the things with hairless cats is that you have to worry about their dental hygiene a lot, which is why I brush his teeth every other day, and in between I use a oral gel.
And then you get him ready, and he actually goes places with you. You put him in the sort of like a little knapsack.
He has several different types of bags. We're still trying to figure out which one's always best to use. When it's time to go out, we always have some kind of outfit to planned out. And if I'm going someplace that I know will be pet friendly, I always make sure to bring him along.
And I have to say again, what I mentioned in the beginning, you actually learned to sew so you could make him clothes.
He has to be warm, and then in the summertime, I have to make sure he doesn't get sunburn. He's very friendly, very people-centered. Eventually, I'd like to get him trained to be a therapy pet.
I love that, because you work in a hospital with kids, and so you'd like to eventually be able to bring him.
Get him there, yeah.
He will be trained just like a dog would with a therapy class.
He has to go through certain types of training. Really, me taking him out and us going around New York City is actually part of the training. He has to get used to different sights, different sounds, different people. So far, he is acing in people interaction.
We're going to come back, and we're going to learn more about Mr. Dobbs, more about this wonderful cafe, and we're also going to show you a wonderful breed that is gorgeous. Not as gorgeous as you, but very unusual, too. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to Lauren's Crazy Pet Show. We are in Cafe Bark, NYC, and yes, I still have my marvelous co-host. We've got Paul, who's one of the owners. We have Nicole, who is here with the fabulous, I mean, look at this, okay? Mr. Dobbs, who is in his glory. Look at the outfit. Yes, he changed his outfit. Nicole makes clothes for him. But we didn't ask you, how did you come up with the name Mr. Dobbs?
If you've ever seen Harry Potter, there's a little character in there. His name is Dobby the house elf. So when I originally got Dobby, or Mr. Dobbs I should say, nothing fit him except my socks. So I cut some holes in them, put them on, and then that's what he wore when he was a kitten.
And now look what he's wearing, right?
He's upgraded.
He's upgraded. And one of the things I love, everybody's welcome.
Pet-friendly cafe.
Pet-friendly.
We try not to be biased.
Which is great. We love that. You have all different breeds here, I bet, that come.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to show you the story we did on this marvelous breed. It's a Shiloh Shepherd, and they are just spectacular. Let's take a look.
Very loyal. Companionship is above and beyond. They're fantastic. They do come in a plusher coat than what we would normally see in a German Shepherd. They probably wouldn't make great police dogs just because of their disposition, but they make excellent therapy dogs. They make wonderful service dogs, especially for people with physical disabilities because of their size and their temperament. Anything I want to say that has to do with their olfactory senses, they're excellent at. I know lots of Shilohs who do search and rescue. They do tracking. Kingston and I do the sport of nose work where they search for certain scents, which we search for is birch, anise, and clove. And they can be hid within a building search, which they refer to as interior. It could be an exterior search. It could be within certain types of containers. I think all dogs love it, but Kingston by far finds that the most fun sport of anything we've done.
I've never seen a Shiloh Shepherd until I met Kingston.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
why?
actually had Kingston for quite a while before I saw another Shiloh. They're not that common in the U.S. We do see them, but I think the German Shepherd is probably what we're more used to seeing. Kingston came directly from Canada. I was actually looking for a large dog. I grew up with Rottweilers, and I had been dog sledding for 10 years, and it was really cold, so I wanted to get indoors. And I knew I wanted a dog that I could travel with that was versatile enough that I could try some indoor dog sports. When I lived alone, I wanted to feel safe with the dog. And I was looking at just kind of some more rare breeds. I kind of like to have something a little different too. And just randomly, I came across the Shiloh, and it instantly just felt right. And will probably be my breed forever.
I mean, I can't tell you how many people actually responded. We did a short little story with you, but we needed to expand on it because people were so intrigued.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest questions was, well, what kind of personality do the Shilohs have? And are they good in a family?
Yeah.
Are they easy to train?
Very. They live very easily in a house, integrate well with other pets. Kingston lived with cats for many years. He's been on farms. He's seen horses and cows and goats, and he's like, oh, I love you, and I love you. And they are excellent with kids. Really good family dogs. I think of him as the definition of what we think of as a gentle giant.
And also, they have webbed feet, and I know yours go swimming. I don't know why.
I love it. So Kingston goes to a wellness pool, which has certain minerals and nutrients in the water. It's good for his skin, but it's also to help him with his joints. And I definitely can see that it's helped him lose a little bit of weight. It's helped him keep up his endurance since we compete quite a bit in one weekend. I've definitely noticed that helps him. And all in all, he loves it. He just hops right in there. He loves it.
Now, you are a professional dog trainer, which means you have gone to school.
Yes.
You are certified. We can see all around us. And on top of that, you have done so much and accomplished so much. What are some of the activities that you have done with both of them, actually?
Yeah, so Kingston and I, we've done some trick dog training, and so we've earned some titles through Do More With Your Dog and AKC as well. And then some of the sports we've done is some nose work. We've competed in performance scent dogs. We have done rally obedience in several venues, WCRL, AKC, UKC, CWAGs. We've done some standard obedience. We have done some barn hunt. So we've been able to play in quite a few things.
And I think that's one of the messages we want to talk about today, how important it is for someone to do all these things with their dog.
Yeah, it's important for them as well. well to keep them mentally stimulated, keep them physically active. Sometimes dogs who don't get enough of that, you'll see have some behaviors that transfer into the house. Maybe they chew a lot, they're barking a lot. Early socialization is important, and socialization has to come with positive experiences.
And if people have questions about the Shiloh, because I know they will, I mean, I'm in love with them too. And also just basic training questions, because you are a wealth of knowledge. How can people get in touch with you?
My email is shilohsrock@yahoo.com. Also, if you send me a personal message on Facebook, I try to respond to those as quick as possible. And if you're interested in the Shiloh, though, you can go to issdc.org. It stands for the International Shiloh Shepherd Dog Club. And that has a list of all of our breeders, litters, information about the Shiloh as well.
Okay, everybody stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to meet a stained glass artist, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to Lauren's Crazy Pet Show. This is such a marvelous show. We're at Cafe Bark NYC. We have one of the owners, Paul, and we have Nicole, and we have Mr. Dobbs, who you see has changed again. So very fashionable. And you made this outfit too.
Yes.
This is like his leisure wear?
I call it athleisure because it has a nice little...
With the faux fur.
You need the faux fur trim. I mean, it's all about the look. But yes, this is actually from Joanne's fabric store. It's part of their gymnastics, their sports gymnastics section. So you can get nice little spandex, very breathable, and he really likes it.
That's so marvelous. I love this. And I love the fact, Paul, that you have some really unusual outfits here. And many of the things you sell, most of the things you sell, are really different. You don't find them in a typical store.
Yep, we have wedding dresses.
I saw that wedding dress is beautiful, right?
We have Korean traditional wear. We have jewelry, accessories that you can match with your pet. So it's like matching charm bracelets and necklaces.
I love that. You've so graciously
Really cool
given me this.
patches.
Oh, yeah, and patches too.
Yeah.
You know, something for everyone. This is so cute. Thank you so much for this.
No
It's
problem.
absolutely beautiful. Well, we met this artist who is doing unbelievable creations, pet and animal creations with stained glass. You got to see this. Let's take a look. So stained glass has been around for a really long time, but Dawn, the way you incorporate animals into this wonderful medium is amazing.
I am a huge animal lover myself.
as we can
from
tell.
All kinds, from Cosette, which she is a rescue, and we are a big advocate for that. I love all animals. I always have since a little girl. I love them all, and then I can finally have my own and give some a home that don't have one, and Cosette's our baby.
And Dawn, we actually saw you at the Halloween horse parade, and your horse looked spectacular. It was sort of like rainbow bright.
Right, yeah, no, Sparrow, he is a great horse. His owners are terrific with letting us keep him there and ride him, and he's great with the kids and everything.
I loved him, and I love the works of art that you do. So stained glass been around forever. We always see them in churches. We see them in windows. But this is a little bit different.
A lot of people come to me with something very specific in mind. And fortunate for me, most of it is animal related. From the flamingos to, I do a lot of pet memorials for when people lose their pets and they're looking for a nice way to remember them. And I can incorporate photographs of the animal into it, and we give it some nice glass wings. So it's something extra fancy that they can keep as a keepsake.
Many of your pieces have an extra dimension. I notice you're working on one now for a horse lover.
This woman, her friend actually came to me, and she had recently lost her horse, and they brought me a horseshoe from the horse who has since gone to Rainbow Bridge, but gave me some beautiful pictures to incorporate her favorite memories of the kids riding her and like shows and her actual shoe.
That is fantastic. So how does it work? What do you start with? I mean, I know you often fix pieces of stained glass, that you do that also.
I do. Yes, I do some restoration and repair. The lamp I have is here because it actually has a couple of broken pieces that they would like me to fix. And there's a few others here in my shop that locally there really aren't a lot of stained glass people, if any, that do that.
So when you sit down to do a piece of work, how does it go? What are the stages you go into on?
Usually I'll talk to the client, see what exactly they have pictured in their head and where they're going to put it, so I can kind of incorporate their color schemes and whatever animal or thing that they wanted to focus on, and then I'll draw up a design. Most of my designs are original to the person. And then we'll pick glass from what colors they like. I hand cut it all and grind and tape. I do Tiffany method, solder them all together, and they get their original piece of artwork.
And one of the things I am really intrigued about, even though it's very cold now, but we're thinking about spring, is you do a garden line. You had a beautiful trellis there that you will fill in. It's just spectacular, Dawn.
I pick glass for it and fit it into each piece so that it's completely glassed. We do several garden stake ones with I have dragonflies and the flamingo, of course, and then plants.
Nice.
I call them like my eternal tulips. I do bees and all sorts of things you would see in your garden, hummingbirds and things of that sort as well.
So if somebody wants to get in touch with you, maybe to do a memorial or just a piece of stained glass, it doesn't have to be pet related, but of course it's a pet show.
Yeah.
Dawn, how can they find you?
I actually have my own website that my father did for me. He's a retired professional bass fisherman.
Wow.
So he does that now as a like side thing, and that is www.dabstainedglass.com. And I also have Facebook and Instagram when you can find me. Same there, DAB Stained Glass.
So aren't those great?
That was awesome.
Beautiful.
I love it. Maybe you'll display it here.
Or maybe our second location.
That's right. This is exclusive to Lauren's Crazy Pet Show. You're thinking about opening somewhere else as well.
We're looking into it, yes.
Fantastic. Okay, when we have the news, we're going to share it. We'll be the first ones there.
He needs to be the first
definitely,
cat.
yeah.
Mr. Dobbs will do the ribbon cutting. Okay, when we come back, we are going to take you to a rescue and rehab sanctuary that is just unbelievable. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Lauren's Crazy Pet Show. This is such a fantastic show. We're at Cafe Bark NYC. We have one of the owners, Paul. We have Nicole. And look at this. Mr. Dobbs continues to spend his time with us. And doesn't he look fabulous in his faux leather and faux fur outfit that you made, right, Nicole? Just to fit him. And I also noticed that he has different little collar tags that he wears. How did those come to be?
So I met this woman. She's wonderful. She has a company called Rebel Dog, and she gave him his very first Rebel tags. And after that, I fell in love with the company. It's female-led, and they also donate a portion of their proceeds to animal shelters.
I love
and
that.
I love supporting businesses that do that.
So do we. And boy, does he look good. I mean, he's so absolutely adorable. And Paul, that's something you do. You give back here at Cafe Bark NYC.
Yes, we have rescue events. We have different fun events where we give back to different organizations.
And love that. And you guys are going to love this. We went to a really unusual rescue. You got to see this. Take a look. So here we have Lavender. And yes, Lavender is a possum. Beautiful possum. A beautiful possum that Pamela rescued and then started this wonderful, wonderful wildlife sanctuary. And I think the first thing people would wonder is, a possum? How did you decide to rescue possums? And is it opossum or possum?
Now that's a great question, because there is an animal, possum, which is from Australia, who looks very different than the opossum, which is in North America. And the opossum is the only marsupial that we have in North America. Lavender here is about 20 months old, and she's actually pretty small for an opossum. Lavender had a head injury when she was tiny. She was only about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces when we got her and her brother. They had followed a cat through a cat door, and they were eating the cat food, and Mama must have gotten spooked and ran. And you know, they have a pouch that they can close, but she probably didn't get the pouch closed all the way, because Lavender and her brother were found a couple days later under the water heater. The brother didn't make it. Lavender had a little bit of a head injury with seizures, but Lavender wanted to live. And so we decided that we would make her an ambassador and do educational programs with her. And she's been the joy of our life now for almost 2 years.
And she's soft.
Very soft. People think that this is going to be wiry hair. It's not. It's very soft and very silky. And the other thing is about Lavender's tail. People think they're rodents because of this tail. I want everybody to think of a kangaroo. Think about a kangaroo with that great big tail. Look how Lavender's holding on. Now, Lavender cannot hang from her tail. That's a Disney fallacy. It's not true. It would actually hurt her spine. As babies, they can, huh, Lavender? And Lavender has a pouch. It's just a circle on her belly. She can open and close that pouch. She's got a muscle there. And that's where her babies live for the first 2 months of their lives, is in that pouch. When their babies are born, they're tiny. They're actually not even babies, they're embryos. She's only pregnant for 13 days.
That's it?
That's it. And these little tiny babies crawl from the birth canal into the pouch. Mama licks a path of saliva, and they actually almost swim up to the pouch.
Wow.
And there's a long string that's like a teat that goes down their throat, and they have a membrane on their mouth, and they latch on, and they stay there for 6 to 8 weeks. It's sort of a milk drip. And sometimes we get them and they're tiny, tiny little babies, and we either have to tube them or use a special syringe because they can't have a nipple. They won't suck on a nipple. Huh, Labby?
So she has the run of your house.
She does have the run of our house.
But she is not your pet, and I think that's something that we want to make sure that everybody understands.
That is
are
very important.
rehabbing the opossums.
Right.
You rehabbed just last year about 60.
So our goal is to take abandoned babies, babies where the mama's been killed, or injured opossums, and take care of them and get them healthy to be released. Our goal is to release in the wild. We have 3 non-releasable opossums. One is totally blind, one has very bad brain damage, and then Lavender. Lavender goes out and does a lot of educational programs.
So if people want more information, Pamela, where can they find you? And I know people would be interested in having you come and giving talks, which is
We'd love to.
fantastic. Where can they reach you and see adorable opossum?
So the best
videos?
place to go is to our Facebook page, which is Ferncroft Wildlife Rescue. And every day I do a post, and they get to know these non-releasables. And during baby season, people love it. They get to follow the babies from when we get them until we actually release them.
So wasn't that cute?
Oh,
and they do
adorable.
such wonderful work there. So bravo to them, and bravo to you too. This has been absolutely over the top marvelous. Paul, how can people find you?
They can find us on Instagram or Facebook, or they can come to our location. Just follow the barking sounds.
And we're so happy that we met you right here, Nicole, and that we're able to talk to you, visit with you, and meet Mr. Dobbs. And I know our viewers would like to see more, so how can they find you?
Mr. Dobbs' Instagram is I am Mr. Dobbs. He also has a Facebook, and his handle for that is Dobbs Le Père.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there for joining us. This has been Lauren's Crazy Pet Show.
Bye.